So, hope your year is starting off great and it ended great. Mine did so. I actually got sick at the end of the year. Having kids can suck, even though it's really amazing. It can suck because you get all the diseases that they get. So that's how I ended my year. Now, new year, fresh, should be back in no time to training and all that. So, this year is starting off really great, I think, because we're gonna start the year with a web series. But first, let's just talk about the last year. Actually, 2016, we had focused this channel on like creative north, creative people and stories around like creatives. And then we kind of pivoted during the last year, 2017. We pivoted towards doing more content around what we do, taking you behind the scenes, and then also doing like tutorials and Q&As and all that stuff at the end of the year. But it was really a hard-working year for us where we didn't do much publicity and that sort of thing, because the year before that, The Pearl of Africa actually had its premiere outside of the TV and VOD on Netflix. So we actually had our release and premiere in 2016, but then in 2017 was actually the year that it was released. We didn't do that much press, even though we could have. We just stayed, in the background, pretty much focused on the next film and focused on building this channel. What we've done in 2017 is basically focusing on building for this year, building for this and next year, I'd say. So we've focused on reworking a portfolio because we want bigger international clients doing advertising. But we also want to work with brands doing this type of storytelling that we do on this channel. So documentary shorts together with brands. And that's probably going to start happening this year, but it's probably way down the line that it's going to happen for real, because we're still going to do advertising this year. But we really want to pivot towards doing more advertising that is in the line of what the channel is about, and not so much just to get paid. So that's why this year that's coming is going to be also more about making it more sustainable and getting revenue coming in through the channel, and not just the commercial gigs that we've been doing so far. And what we did last year was also to hire an editor that's helped me edit the, I guess, past, 10 or so episodes or something like that we've been doing with tutorials and that sort of thing. And that's made it possible for us to step up to 3 videos a week, including this Q&A. But next year, or this year, it's gonna be a goal of ours in the beginning of the year is to get up to 5 times a week. And having an editor is really important to do that, because we still have a full-time job working with advertising. But because we hired an editor that's working on this and also helps out on the advertising stuff, that makes that possible. So there's going to be a Q&A once a week, and then there's going to be much more like tutorials, I guess 2 times a week. There's going to be short films. There's going to be a series about the new film. There's going to be a series about advertising, and what else? Like behind the scenes in general, I guess, like vlogging type of stuff. But I guess the tutorial part and the Q&A will be as it is today. And then we're gonna do shorts sometimes, and then the web series, of course, with the Confused African is gonna be one thing. But there is also gonna be a secret series, because all YouTubers have their secret projects. So the new film isn't a secret, it's official. There is a new film coming, but there is also a secret web series. Hopefully summertime-ish, maybe. I don't know. We're working on it. Clues could be a bus. Who knows? But then some people have asked also to get this Q&A, but I guess also tutorials as a podcast. So we're looking into that. How do we do it? How do we do it in the easiest way that we don't have to do so much work to put into it, because building a podcasting channel and all that will take a lot of time. But let us know what type of content would you like in a podcast, and would you listen to it or would you watch the YouTube channel? What do you prefer? Past year we invested in gear that can make it possible for us to get bigger clients, bigger commercial gigs, and also we invested in gear to have it for this channel and for the next film that we're making. So that was a big thing. It was a big investment getting the C300 Mark II. It was big investments in terms of lights and microphones, and I mean only this Sennheiser 416, we bought 2 for the new film. They're really expensive, but we felt like we needed to step up in order to compete with the best that's out there. The past year, we've been working hard, behind the scenes. A lot of stuff that is coming now for the next year is stuff that we worked on the past year. For instance, we started shooting all our commercials we shot behind the scenes for. We had a separate camera operator just shooting behind the scenes in order to make web series and all that stuff about those episodes. So basically what we want to do this year is start to show a deep behind the scenes type of encounter of what it's like working in advertising. That means anything from meetings to actually being on set, and it means bringing you firsthand into what we do, pretty much. And we can't bring you on everything, and we can't show you everything in terms of like clients, and it's a lot of sensitivity and all that. But there's a lot of stuff that we can do, which is going to be pretty awesome, I think. And I think you will like it too. But that's also how we thought about the new film as well. So we hired behind the scenes photographer and fixer, pretty much researcher fixer, for the stuff that we shoot. So we want to combine having a person that can shoot behind the scenes while we shoot the documentary, as well as be helpful in terms of organizing stuff, and that's been really crucial for us to kind of combine the channel to what we do, the feature films. So we went to Lofoten, where one of the characters is based that we're following, and we actually had a behind-the-scenes coverage of that whole trip, all of it. Just shooting everything from, going around, hanging around, just doing nothing, to shooting on a boat out in the ocean. So that's going to be quite awesome, I think, to show. But we also... I showed on an earlier live stream about the web series that we're releasing.
My name is Ken Daniels. I think I'm an artist/TV personality. I thought it would be good to see what Uganda has to offer. And my mom always told me that you guys complain about Africa. And she said, well, how are you going to complain when you're not going to be a part of the solution? So I thought it would be a good thing to come back and try and be part of a solution. Actually see if I can affect some change, if that's even possible. When I turn up, I'm on my, yes, I'm on my.
Which we're calling The Confused African. That's basically a series that I shot while I shot The Pearl of Africa. A friend of mine that I stayed with, I just was filming him while we were hanging around, just, doing nothing, basically. But that ended up being a web series that could as well been our next feature film. But now that's gonna come out as well. So that's gonna be really awesome, I think, to finally release that one. The trailer is gonna come out now in January. We're probably gonna wait 2 weeks because Andre is away in Thailand sunbathing. So we need to kind of focus that release of the trailer with a lot of PR and stuff. So that's why it's gonna be delayed to the mid to end of January. And then after that, the series will come out, but we're still gonna let it build a little bit with the trailer and then see how much it has to build before we release the web series. we've been working on one course basically that we will sell for a reasonable amount of money to start getting revenue into this channel, for instance. This is going to be an in-depth course. So what we're thinking of is basically doing courses during the year. I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 courses. What would you like those to be about? Like, one of them is already pretty much done. We just need to finish up the whole editing and all that. But it's gonna be how to sell your film to Netflix. And it's gonna go through all these stages of how you sell your film to Netflix. Like, what do you have to think about in the pre-production stages? What do you have to do later? And I mean, how do you sell it? How do you get in touch with the right people? It's gonna include like a whole crash course of how to do it and what mistakes we made and what you shouldn't do and all that. So that's also a thing that you should think about. Like, how would you want it to be? Like, what type of courses would you like? I guess grading could be one. So let us know what type of courses and yeah, how long do you want them to be? And then I guess the last thing might be then to do more collabs. I guess that's a big thing that we need to focus on in order to grow, because we pretty much want to grow this channel to maybe, I don't know, I want to grow it bigger, but 150K this year would be reasonable, I think. But I think this year we 10x'd. You know, we had 4K when we started and now we're around 40K. And I think we should 10x this year, but maybe that's not a reasonable goal. So we put it around, I guess, 150, but I would still think that we can 10x this year if we do everything right.
It's hard to know, and all these things just come and go. I've been close, and here I stand, nothing to show. I get lost looking for you.